Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I know I haven't made a video in a really long time, but I wanted to talk about how to kill time during quarantine. You can actually work towards getting your license. I know the DMV is closed and all that, but there's other things you need to do before you get your license. And in this video I'm going to explain everything from getting your permit, what to do when you have your permit, the things you need to do, how much it costs. I'm just gonna give you all the information, and all of this is based on California information, so it might be different from your state. You're gonna have to research that on your own, but I haven't really researched it for other states, but I'm pretty sure it's something similar to it. If not, maybe the ages in which you can apply for the permits or the licenses could have changed, but other than that, right now we're focusing in California. So I have all the things here down on my phone, and I'm just gonna go down by the list so you guys can know. I'm gonna go in order from what you have to do before getting your permit and what do you do during getting your permit and all of that. So first, you need to do driver's ed. I don't know if you know that, but if you do, well, that's good. At least you know what to do before getting your permit. But in order to get your permit, you need to do driver's ed. But most people think that driver's ed can only be done in school, because some schools do offer driver's ed. I don't know if it costs. I'm not sure about that. But some schools do offer driver's ed, and I guess people think they're stuck and they can't get their license because schools are closed, and how are you going to do driver's ed unless your school's doing driver's ed online? Then that's good. But there's a website in which you can do your driver's ed online if you wanted to, and their name is Aceable, which is up here. And I did my driver's ed on Aceable because I didn't want to do it at school, because I know at school it would take longer, and on Aceable you can work at your own pace and you can just basically do it from your phone. They have an app. The app is free to download on the App Store if you have an iPhone, and if you have an Android they have it too. You can also do it on your laptop if you don't want to do it on your phone or you don't have a phone. So basically you can do it on the go. You can do it whenever you want. You have to go at you can go at your own pace. Like, it's not with the person. It's just basically you watch videos, you read the information, and it even reads it for you if you want that. Aceable is available in other states besides California. They do charge a $79 fee, but you don't need to pay immediately. I think you can get up to 20% in the progress bar, if I'm not mistaken. But if you use the link in my description, you can get it for 25% off, which is $59. I'm not sure if there's other websites in which you can do the driver's ed too. I mean, you can do that research on your own, but this is just the one I used, and I know it's trusted because I have done my license doing this. So I would really recommend it if right now you want to do it during quarantine and you don't have driver's ed because schools are closed. So I would really recommend it. Use the link in my description. After you complete the driver's ed, in the mail you should get a pink slip, which is this one, and it's basically going to show that you completed the driver's ed and that you're ready to take your permit test. Your permit test is basically the written one, in which you can do, I think it's either written or you can do it on the computer. I did it on the computer, however, I think last year, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not sure how much it costs, but I'll put it up here. And what to expect is basically just traffic signs, what to do in case of this. I know they had some questions about fines. I don't remember clearly which questions were, but I can tell you how to prepare for it and what you can do to ace your test. People will tell you to read the book that they have at the DMV, but I never read the book. I've never even opened that book. I just went online and searched up practice tests, and I just took those tests over and over again. They had a lot of practice tests. I just took them over and over again. I mean, at first I was failing, but now, like, I read the question. Like, if you just do the questions and then you memorize what the questions are, that's not helping you. But if you read the explanation why it's wrong and what you have to do in case of this, you can really learn something from that, and you don't necessarily need to read the book. But if you think that reading the book is gonna prepare you to ace your test, go for it. The site that I use for my practice test, I'll put it down in the description if you want to check those out. I will also link some other ones if you guys want to use that to help you prepare yourself for the test. Right now, I want to say that right now I think the DMV is not accepting new appointments for testing. They're attending people who had appointments before the quarantine, or like during the closure. But I think maybe in a month or so they're gonna open back up the appointment system in California. I think it depends by city, so you're gonna have to check the DMV website, which I'll leave in the description so you guys can check that out when they're gonna open the appointment system back up again. However, if you're watching this a year or 2 or maybe 3 years from now and you want to take your test and there's no quarantine, hopefully there's no quarantine or coronavirus anymore, but if there isn't, you can just, I think you can walk in without an appointment, but I would prefer for you to make an appointment. That's why everything is faster, because I think they have different lines for appointments. If you don't have an appointment, you have to go this way. If you have an appointment, you have to go that way. Remember, I did an appointment because I wanted to be prepared, but they usually give appointments out like a month or so after you schedule, so you need to keep that in mind, that they won't give it to you immediately. And basically the test, I'm not sure how the written test goes, but I took mine in the computer. They took photos and I paid for the fee, which was $30 something around there. I'll put it up here. And basically, yeah, I don't know what the limit is that you can get wrong till they fail you. I think I got 3 or 2 wrong around there, but I'll just place the number of the maximum wrong ones you can get up here. Okay, so you ace your test and you pass. Yay, you got your permit. However, some people make the mistake of driving with their parent right after you get the permit, but no, that's not the case. First, they'll tell you this, but if you forget, you need to go with an instructor. If you have trouble finding an instructor, you can just Google it, or I don't know, ask people in the DMV if they know any people or programs or instructors they have in your city or county. My county, I think, only has one, and I did it with them. But if you live in my county, which is Imperial County, I'll leave it linked in the description. I did it with them. Their name is Budget, and I'm not sure how much it costs. I think it ranges prices between counties and cities for the driver's ed, like the behind the wheel training. For me, I think it was $95 per drive, and once you pay it, you schedule it. They'll schedule it for you. But what to expect in that drive is basically they'll teach you the basics, the controls, how to adjust your mirrors, where to look, how to stop. And basically, you'll be nervous at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll get better at it. Practice makes perfect. I remember my first time, I was nervous. I kept hitting the brake too hard because I was way too afraid of crashing. I mean, I still am afraid of crashing, but now I'm way more confident in myself when driving. But at first, I was not confident. I did not trust myself, and I was just scared the whole time. But really, you just need to trust in yourself. You need to trust in your instructor because he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this with other kids, so you're not the only one, and he'll help you. Or after you finish the drive, he or she will sign, I think it's the second page, and put their driver license number. They'll just sign it. I'll leave an example up here. So once you have it signed, it's essentially valid. So what does that mean? It means that you can drive with an adult the age of 25 or older. They have to be licensed. They can't just be 25. And I'm not sure if it can be any adult. I think it has to be like a relative or a guardian or a parent. I'm still not sure, but they have to be licensed in 20. Most likely after you get your permit and once it's valid with the signature, you're most likely going to be practicing with the parent or guardian. And what to expect is basically you need to tell them that you can't just drive, because I don't know, if some parents, they're like, oh, okay, so you did the first lesson, you must know how to drive already, just drive, I'll be on my phone. No, tell them they need to be attentive, and if anything, to take control of the wheel or something, because they'll be next to you. And just pretty much tell them to test you once in a while to prepare yourself for the test, because once your 6 months are up with the permit, you need to have 6 months with the permit in order to apply for a driver's test. And just basically tell them to help you, teach you, and don't pick up their habits, because some people do pick up habits of like driving, like not fully stopping. Like, make sure you fully stop after you get your license. Do whatever you want, because I know everybody in California here does that. Now you've been practicing for a while. What are the requirements for you to apply for your driver license, or to apply for your driver's test, which is the one where it's behind the wheel with the person who's testing you? Basically, you need 50 hours driving with the person who's licensed over the age of 25, probably most likely your parent. When I say 50 hours, when they say 50 hours, actually, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to time yourself 50 hours driving. But I mean, just basically, know what you're doing already, be confident, know all the laws, and don't apply, like, make it believable if you're gonna lie on this. But basically, 10 of those 50 hours, they need to be during nighttime. I drove mostly in nighttime more than daytime because my dad got out of work kind of late. So when I drove, it was mostly with him, and it was mostly in the night. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it this way. I'm gonna break it down up here for you. Okay, so after you get your permit, you're gonna do the first 2-hour training with the instructor, and basically he's gonna teach you the basics, and then you have to do 25 hours with your parent of driving. 5 of those need to be in the night. And then you have to do your second drive, which is another, depending on where you live. For me, it was another $95. You have to do the second one with the instructor. They'll teach you more. They teach you more about the freeway and stuff. For me, it was mostly like freeway stuff. And then you have to do another 25, 5 in the night. And then you have to do your third and last final drive with your instructor. And then after you do the last and final drive, they'll give you a paper basically saying that you completed the behind the wheel training. After you obtain that certificate that you completed the behind the wheel training, you can now apply for the test, behind the wheel test. You can do that at the DMV website or call. They should have how to apply. Currently, there is no testing going on. No, yeah, I think there is testing, but it's for people who had appointments before the closure or like during the closure. So I'm pretty sure like within a month or so, if things keep getting better, they'll open that appointment system back up again, and you can go get your test scheduled if you've already done the rest of the stuff before quarantine. And the only thing keeping you from getting your license is the quarantine, because the DMV is closed. So once that's open, you can just stay notified by going on the DMV website at least once a week to check what's going on, or ask around, ask your instructor if they know some information, or you can call the DMV and check up what's going on. Okay, so you completed everything. You completed your permit test, you did your permit, you did your hours, you did the behind the wheel training, you've got all your certificate, the completion certificates. And now what you have to do, once you've scheduled and your test date's coming up, I recommend not do, I mean, yeah, you should do, but I recommend you ask your parent or guardian to take you on a drive and test you. This is like important. You need to pass your test, because then you'll be sad and you would have to wait another 14 days and pay, I think it's $7. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct one up here. But you do have to pay, again, it's a smaller fee than what you had to pay, which the original price for the test, it's going to be up here. But essentially what they're going to test you on is basically everything you've learned from your instructor and your parent or guardian. Basically, you're going to be driving around town. So if you know how to drive decent, you drive good, you follow the law, then I don't think you should worry too much about that, because it's basically you're driving in the city as you would with your instructor or your parent. I wouldn't get too stressed about that, because if you do stress out and get nervous, that's just going to take your mind away from driving. You're not going to focus on the road, and that's going to lead to you failing, or worse, an accident. So some things that could prepare you is basically, that telling them to test you. I'll leave an example of what the test will look like up here. You can screenshot it, or I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can download it and print it out and do pre-tests with your parent or guardian. Okay, so you passed your driver's test, the behind the wheel one. What now? You're gonna get a temporary license. I think it's valid for up to 60 days, while your card license, the card one, it should get there anywhere between 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks. If it doesn't get there, you should call. They do tell you what number to call in case you never get your license. But I know that the temporary license is valid for around 60 days, more or less. And that's it. Congratulations, you passed everything, you did everything, and now you have your license and you're on your way to freedom. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I know it's not related to anything on my channel, but I just wanted people my age or under or around there to stay informed on how to do their test, and that you're not limited at the moment because of the coronavirus, because you can't do aceable right now. I mean, I don't think you'll finish it within a month. Maybe you'll finish it within a month, but who knows, maybe it'll take you longer, and by then maybe the coronavirus is gonna get better and the DMV office is gonna be back up again. Anyway, leave a like, subscribe, make sure you check out other videos if you're into photography or cinematic videos. You can check out my channel and subscribe, and peace out.